Tonight, the BBI process has been thrown into a tailspin. After a 2-month wait, the High Court has finally given its verdict, declaring the entire BBI process unconstitutional. In a scathing, unanimous decision, the 5-judge bench faulted in one breath both the process and the content of the document that is a key plank of the handshake deal between President Uhuru Kenyatta and ODM leader Raila Odinga. From the president, the IEBC to the BBI steering committee, the 5 judges dismissed the actions of nearly all the key players in the process as unconstitutional. Here now are some key findings in this landmark judgment that was delivered just a few moments ago. So first, that the process of initiating the BBI was unconstitutional and that the executive usurped Wanjiko's role. In fact, it goes ahead to clearly say that the president was in violation of the Constitution of Kenya and that only Wanjiko can use the popular initiative route. And as a member of the executive, he then cannot use Article 255, which is reserved for private citizens. Regarding the BBI steering committee and its legality, the BBI steering committee is declared an unconstitutional and unlawful entity, and that it has no legal capacity to initiate any action to amend the Constitution. And it also goes on to say that the task force is void ab initio, meaning from the beginning, and that nothing legal or constitutional can come of it. When it comes to IEBC and whether it was in a position to conduct some of the processes in this process of amending the Constitution, it says that the action that the electoral management body took was unconstitutional as it lacked quorum, and saying that it could then not have verified the 1 million signatures. Any important decisions can only be taken by a quorum of 5, and that the IEBC did not have this quorum at the time of conducting the process of verification of signatures. Bear with me for just a moment on this one, because the judges went on to say that the process of verification is not merely looking at the numbers that have been met, but that verify includes both ascertainment of the numbers of signatures and confirming the authenticity of the signatures. Still on IEBC and its role, and this is the final one we'll take a look at, regarding the delimitation of constituencies. Remember, the BBI bill was proposing 70 new constituencies. It says that the proposal to create these constituencies is unconstitutional, and that is the sole role of the electoral management body. And in fact goes on to say that it has the sole role of determining the boundaries, as the timelines, the processes and procedures must be followed, and that this requirement in the Constitution is not merely a cosmetic one. Now, of course, you know that they declared the entire BBI process unconstitutional and a usurpation of the people's vote. Let's now take a look and listen in to just some highlights of the judgment that was made by the 5-judge bench just a short while ago.
We also conclude that the IEBC Act categorically places the quorum of IEBC for purposes of transacting business at 5 commissioners. Finally, we conclude that the IEBC did not have this quorum at the time it made the consequential decisions related to the Constitutional Amendment Bill. It therefore follows that all the decisions so made by the IEBC in relation to the proposed constitutional amendment, and in particular to the Constitutional Amendment Bill, were invalid, null and void for lack of quorum.
It is therefore clear, as concluded above in this judgment, that BBI Task Force, which eventually morphed into the BBI Steering Committee, was the President's and not the People's Initiative. The bill to amend the Constitution is a result of the proposal of the BBI Steering Committee. It is therefore quite clear that what has been presented as a popular initiative to amend the Constitution is in reality the President's initiative, which is certainly contrary to Article 257 of the Constitution, to the extent that the BBI Steering Committee was created to perpetuate what is clearly an unconstitutional purpose, is an unlawful and at any rate non-constitutional outfit. Even if they had been distributed, those who do not understand English and the persons with disabilities would still not have been able to understand the contents of the bill. There can be no doubt, therefore, that there was no effort at all on the part of the BBI Steering Committee to make copies of the constitutional amendment bill available to the public.